Hey everybody, Julie here from Mostly Caffeinated. I have a pile of laundry, so I thought I'd do a folded chat, as in it has reached like a critical point. Like all the baskets are full of clean laundry. So I thought I'd chat with you today. Um, it's November, which means several things for my family. It is like everybody in the whole world's birthdays. It's both my son's birthdays and my husband's birthday in the first 2 weeks of this month. Um, So there's been that going on. Um, my youngest son turned 1, so I threw a first birthday party. Now in our family, that's the only birthday party we really throw that we do like a big spiel for is the first birthday. And then in between, when the kids are little and they don't really know any better, they don't know to be greedy, they don't need to keep up with any friends or anything. We just have a night at home. So for my older son, we let him choose a dinner and choose a dessert and just hang out at home and kind of do what he wants to do. But my youngest son had a birthday party because he turned 1. And I always theme the birthday party, not like theme, okay, it's not like Pinterest theme. Um, but I find I have trouble like decorating and making invitations if I don't have some kind of theme. So my oldest son's theme was Hungry Caterpillar. And my second son, the one I just did, was Harold and the Purple Crayon. If you're not familiar with that book, you really need to check it out. Get it from your library, it's super cute. But that was the theme for his party. And I keep it pretty simple. I just make some invitations in Microsoft Publisher and send them out. I get, plates and cutlery from the dollar store that's a color that makes sense. Purple. I got some purple balloons. And I printed out some graphics, just kind of stuck them around the house, and that was about that. But that was fun. We had the whole family over, both sides. And then we have one special family of friends. They are my kids' friends, and then their parents. They were our friends first, whatever. They're just our very dear friends. So all said and done, we had 24 people here with our new dining room table and our old dining room table put together. We were able to seat everybody. We had spaghetti because that's my baby's favorite food and it's easy to make for a crowd. And yeah, we had a pretty good time. So that was a couple weeks ago. And then my husband's birthday was the day after. And we actually ended up like, oh man, I made him dinner and I wrapped him a present and he unwrapped his present. And we were having a good time. He was going to open some cards that he'd gotten in the mail. And then we got a phone call from these dear friends of ours. And they were having a minor medical situation. All is well now. But they were having a medical situation and they needed us to come get their children and keep them overnight. So instead of continuing my husband's little birthday get together, we instead ran to a town an hour away to pick up these kids and bring them home. By the time we got back, it was very late. Threw all 4 kids into beds and couches and cribs and pack and plays, and then they were here the next day till about halfway through the day. It's just fine, that's our tribe. We gotta do. And then I decided when their parents came back to get them, I could just tell from the way they were talking about things, they were behind at home. So I actually went home with them and cleaned their house while the husband was working and the wife was just sitting because she was the one that was having a medical situation. So that was a good time. Last week was crazy. It was crazy busy. That was in the middle of the week and it was crazy. Huh. This week is my older son's birthday. He is turning 3. So he got to choose a dinner. He wants pizza. No surprise there. And a dessert, he hasn't told me what he wants yet. He just got very excited over the concept of having a dessert. We'll see. And then something I have always done with my oldest son, this would be the 3rd time, is we always go out for a special treat on his actual birthday day. Because often it ends up that we don't get to celebrate on the actual day. I think that's going to happen again this year. We have a meeting on his actual birthday day. But no matter what we do on his actual birthday day, even if that's not when his dinner gets to happen, I take him out for a special treat. So on his first birthday, everybody was working on his birthday. So I grabbed him up when I got done working, when I was still teaching. We drove to a little town with a little bakery in it. And we went there and we got a giant brownie. Then on his 2nd birthday, I had just had a baby, and his dad was working in Milwaukee. It's like an hour away from where we live. So I grabbed him and I grabbed the newborn and we went out to a little local cafe and we got some pie. This year we live in a new town and we have a cute little coffee shop. It's got a candy shop next to it. It's got a little bakery section. So we're going to go there on his actual birthday day and have a little treat, no matter what craziness the rest of the day brings us. So that's my month of November. Now let's talk holiday prep. Okay, I haven't done any yet. I mean, I have in my head and on Pinterest, but that's it. I am trying to be both more prepared than usual and low-key about it at the same time. I am really trying to just let go of wanting some kind of picture-perfect situation so that I can at least accomplish something. So I'm changing how I'm using Pinterest. I used to use it aspirationally, like I'd pin all kinds of cool stuff, pretty things that other people had and did and had made. Someday I want to make this or do this or have this. And that's not working. None of it's getting done or made or acquired. And it doesn't have to. As I look back on that mental state I was in for a couple years, I'm able to appreciate it now for what it was. It was kind of defining my style. It helped me define my clothing style. It helped me define my home decor style, my parenting style. Having this big list of things that I thought were awesome helped me figure out the type of things I like and the type of things I like to do. And that's all it was. It is not like a bucket list of home decor and parenting tricks and holiday experiences. It's just not. I am never going to get all that stuff done. And I don't care anymore. And I feel much better about it now. Sure, it's hard to tell, but it's happening. So now what I'm doing with my Pinterest is I'm using it to kind of pre-plan, like actually making a plan. I had a board for my younger son's first birthday party, and what I put on there was stuff I was actually going to do. I made his cake themed. I had pictures of cakes on there. I had one other thing on there. I forget what else I had put on there. What are these pants? Oh. Never seen these pants before, and that's because these pants belong to one of the kids that stayed over that one night, so they're not actually my pants. Anyway, things I'm actually going to do. So I've started a holiday decorating pin board, but I'm actually going to do this. It's just a few things that are easy or that I already have the materials for that I'm going to do, and that's it. Yeah. Instead of my hundreds of, oh, this is so beautiful. It's never going to happen. Simple. I'd rather get done a few simple things and enjoy my home and enjoy my family than just like wish I had done the 85,000 Pinterest projects that I didn't do. So my holiday goals this year, I have figured out where to put a tree in my new home, and we always put up a tree. And I'm going to do it just like I did last year, where I decorate the top half of the tree with all the breakable ornaments, and then let my kids decorate the bottom half with non-breakable ornaments. Done. I want to do Advent devotions with my boys because my oldest is now old enough to actually have a clue what the heck is going on. And I have an Advent devotion book that I got from my mom. It was the one we used when we were kids. And I have an Advent wreath, so we're going to do that. That's easy. I already have all the stuff. It's just a matter of sitting down at night and doing it for 5 minutes, and that's easy enough. I want an Advent calendar, and what I want is the kind with little drawers. My mother-in-law has one. Hers is secular. It's got snowmen and she puts candy in it, and that's it. And that's fine. It's fun for the grandkids. I want the little drawers because I want to change what we do. Some years maybe I do want to put candy in it. Some years maybe I want to put a Bible verse in it, or an object that means something, or pieces of the nativity set, or maybe a little toy or a game, or maybe we'll put a piece of paper with an activity that we'd like to do that day in it. Who knows? But I want to have that flexibility. That's why I want the drawers, because I want to be able to change it from year to year. So instead of completely reinventing our holiday tradition, I can just tweak it. Simplify. And I tried to buy one off the internet, and I can't find one that I like. Most of them have Santa on them, and we don't do Santa. I'm not anti-Santa. I'm not like, Santa's bad. I don't look down on people who do Santa. We just don't do it. So I don't really want a giant Santa Advent calendar. Or it's very secular, like how many days till present day? That's not what I'm going for with my Advent calendar. I found literally like about 3 that are religious. And one of them is very expensive, but the reviews were hit and miss. Sometimes people were very impressed with the quality, and some people said it was shoddy. And it's not returnable. So that's not my idea of a good time. And then the other 2 were very, I don't know how to say this not offensively. They looked very Catholicism oriented, which is fine if you're Catholic. I am not Catholic. I'm actually a Lutheran. And if you're not familiar with Lutheranism, we're about the most opposite of Catholic you can get. Not, again, that I find Catholicism to be bad or evil, okay? In fact, my father-in-law is Catholic, and that's lovely. He's a lovely person. But since we aren't Catholic, some of their traditions are very much kind of opposite of our traditions. I don't want to get into a big religious debate, but essentially, I don't want my Advent calendar to have like symbols of Catholicism on it because that is not the religion that I practice. So, I was having trouble finding one that was religious without being very Catholic. So I've decided I'm just going to buy an apothecary cabinet, like, a box with little drawers that aren't labeled or anything. There's no picture on it, just a plain one. And I'll put some decorations on the top, some greenery or something. And that'll just be our Advent calendar. If I feel like putting numbers on it, I'll get some little vinyl numbers and stick them on there. Yay, hooray. it'll fit our style better that way, and it'll probably be a little bit less expensive. So that's what I'm doing about that. Holiday traditions. I'm trying to get in holiday mode. I'm trying to get geared up for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is in like a week. What happened? I feel like I'm not mentally and spiritually prepared. Like, I just haven't been thinking about it being the holidays, and they are creeping up on me. I don't usually, like decorate for Thanksgiving much. We do Halloween decorating, and then I'm just kind of in a wasteland until Christmas, because I decorate for Christmas the weekend after Thanksgiving. Every time, always. That's when I do it. That's when we start playing Christmas music. That's when I put up the tree. So right now we're just kind of, I've got my Thanksgiving chalkboard art up in my kitchen. There's like a couple pumpkin things, because my son made them at the library. That's about it, guys. That's about it. But you know what? That's all right. It's gonna be okay. I'm finding contentment in that. If we get around to it, I have one decoration that I would like to make for my dining room. I'd like to make one of those kind of wooden signs. We have the wood for it, and I've always got paint and stuff, so it's just a matter of taking an hour and making it. But I'd like to make one of those wooden signs for my dining room. The ones that say, what do they say? It's good. It's the one decoration I want in my dining room. I can't even remember what it says. Something about blessing the food before us, our friends around us, and the love between us, or something like that. Anyway, that's the one thing I'd like to make for my dining room. If I get to that before Thanksgiving, that's great. It's going to stay up all year, so if I don't get to it before Thanksgiving, also great. It'll be fine. But I'd like to make that. And then I'm just waiting till after Thanksgiving. And I'm going to throw the tree up, and I'll hopefully have this advent calendar cabinet by then, and I can fill it with stuff. And that's what I'm going to focus on. And maybe we'll do a few activities. The kids are pretty young for a lot of activities. Like, they go to bed pretty early still. But I would like to drive around and look at Christmas lights with the boys. Get some cocoa and do that. That's the thing we always did when I was kids. When I was a kid. And it was a really special night. And my son likes to look at people's yard decorations now, so I think he'll enjoy it. And he also likes to ride in the car, so win-win. But I think that's about the only thing I'm going to plan in for like an activity, because otherwise I'll plan all these activities, we won't get to them, and I'll just feel like I failed. So one activity. We can do that. We can do one. One other thing. This is totally random. I'll put all these things in the title of the video, but it's random. I've been binge watching a new TV show lately. It's called Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners. It's a British show. I've been watching it just on YouTube. I'll maybe leave a link to a channel where you can find it. But it's so great. It's like the American show Hoarders, except way better. It pairs up a person that has like OCD, seriously, with a person who's like a hoarder with a really messy, dirty house. And the person with OCD helps the messy person clean. And it seems just a lot more realistic than Hoarders. They don't have this whole team of people. It's not, they don't have a therapist. They're not like going through all this stuff. They do talk to each other about their various problems and whatever. But, there's not actually a psychotherapist there. And the OCD person, gags their way through it and eventually gets this other person's house clean. And they're British, so their manners are lovely. I love to listen to them. Even when they're offended, they're just like, I'm feeling very cross. That's all they say. Like, they don't fly into a rage like the people on the American shows. And I don't know if that's just editing, if, the British TV producers just like to show the people on their reality shows being kinder to each other, or if it's just the accent that softens what they're saying, or if British people are actually nicer than Americans. I don't know. But I've been enjoying watching it. There's like 5 or 6 episodes a season. And right now I'm on season 6, and I'm not sure there is much after that. Like that might be the current one. I don't know. So I might be almost done with episodes, but I've been watching that. And it's really motivating me to watch to clean my house. Because you see these people, they have a condition, the people with obsessive compulsive disorder who are cleaning their house. But I mean, they're scrubbing their toilet seats with a toothbrush, and they're, disinfecting their sink 3 times a day. And I'm like, when's the last time I even wiped my sink? So it kind of makes me strike a happy medium. Like, well, my house is not as bad as, the hoarder person on the episode. But certainly I have a lot of room for improvement if this other person has time every day to, whatever it is that they're doing, scrubbing their floors on their hands and knees and stuff like that. So that's what I've been watching. Yeah, that's about it. Baby's cramming. I guess he's awake from his nap. He's been having nap trouble. Like, seriously. I don't think he's ready for one nap, but he's acting like he wants to only take one nap. Just when you think you've got the kids figured out and on schedule, they decide to change their minds about what they want. So, he's been crabbing now for a few minutes, which means he is not going back to sleep. Sometimes he'll wake up and crab in the middle of his nap, but no, I think he is done napping. So good thing dinner is easy tonight, because I won't have time to prep anything fancy. Taking a leftover roast and making Philly cheesesteaks out of it, and it's going to be both delicious and simple. We got some crazy going on the next couple of days. So that's all I know. And even though I am nowhere near done with my laundry, you've seen the pile though. I did probably a basket worth. This basket was heaping, so it's not actually empty, but I'd say I probably did a basket worth of laundry while we were talking here. So thanks for keeping me company. I'll see you around. I'll have a couple more holiday videos coming up, I hope. And I hope your holiday prep is low stress. Low stress. Set the bar low, people. Okay, pick 1 or 2 things that are really important. And just do those and feel contentment that you're done with them. Instead of a laundry list, a Pinterest list of things that aren't going to happen, and then you're just going to be in bed. Okay, I'll see you around. Bye.